Part 3 of the narcissist daughter-mother relationship. If you haven't checked out my other videos, go ahead and go check those out, the other two, um, where I just kind of like explain what happened with me and how I realized, like how I'm coming to realization of all this stuff of the relationship between me and my mom. Um, so yeah, it's an interesting take just because, like, I mean, I don't go into too much detail, but just really like outlining how, like, how I had to come to realization that that was my mom, and that's the type of relationship that we was just gonna have because at the end of the day, there was nothing I can do. Like I've tried everything, and it's no longer in my hands. Um, so I did kind of explain like what an overt narcissist is, and there's two kinds of narcissists. You got the overt and the covert. Overt is the ones that's all up in your face. They're gonna do it. They're bold. The covert ones is the ones that's gonna be a little bit more subtle and behind the scenes with it type of thing. So for me and my mom's situation, she's more of an overt because she's very bold, directly in your face, and what you gonna do about it. She's one of them. So, um, so some traits of like an overt narcissist is they are arrogant, self-absorbed, desperate for admiration. They lack empathy. They're very critical of others, very dismissive. They are obsessed with beauty, um, control, and status. And they are easily offended and defensive when challenged. So anytime I would try to, yo, hearing this is crazy because it literally is like explaining exactly who my mom is, and that's like insane. But he definitely was like anytime, like I was the only child that would challenge her, and I think that's the reason why we always went tit for tat because, or like why she always got on me because I just can't accept. Like God did not make me that way. He did not make me to just accept anything that you say just because you're my mom. So with my situation, she kind of had to instill fear into us because as a kid, you're gonna test your parents, right? But I was a good kid, like respectful, and still am to this day. So it's not like it's plenty of times I could have went, south, and I just never did because I'm the type of person that's like, if I really say I don't play with the word love, regardless of what your title is. So if I ever said I love you, I mean it, and I'm not going to intentionally try to hurt you. And when I say intentionally, I mean I'm not just going to be in my feelings emotional at that moment and just say the worst thing that I know that's going to hurt your feelings. Like to me, I don't understand people like that. I don't get that. Why would I say that I love you, say that I care about you, and then knowing something that either you told me, something you've been through, whatever the case may be, I come back and I say that back in your face, like knowing that what it's gonna do to you. And I just think that's the craziest thing ever. Um, but as a kid, you're gonna test your parents, whatever. So we all tested her. I probably say something slick here and there because she kind of taught us like the slick. Like we all learn slick stuff. I'm in school, they cracking on me. I gotta learn how to crack back. So sometimes you just test your parents. And she just did not like. I couldn't just always go for what she said. Now I had to abide by it, if it was a rule that was in her house, but that don't mean I agreed with it. And then some things as I got older, I started saying stuff back because now it's like, hold on, like I'm an independent thinker. You can't try to sit here and tell me I'm not. And some of the stuff that you're doing, I'm realizing that it's not okay. And I just used to have to compartmentalize for real. Like I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. That's really what saved me. Compartmentalizing is really what saved me because I had to do that to be able to deal with the emotional and spiritual warfare up in that house. It's not. I think everything is funny, so don't take me laughing to heart if you are a person that like is going through it or something like that. I'm not laughing. I just can't believe I survived. Like, but nah, God was with me the whole time because if it had not been for God and compartmentalizing, I promise you I would have been insane. And you know what's so crazy? Like the enemy. Now that I realize, like the enemy really is like he's been trying to take me out from the beginning. I don't know what the calling is on my life. I feel like I have some type of idea, but I'm not sure yet. So, because I'm still learning every day. Um, but I feel like he definitely was trying to get me way, way, way early in the beginning, and that's annoying because I feel like with her is where he was trying to break my spirit to not be the person that I am now and who I'm going to be in the future. Um, that's the thing. One thing about God, whether whether I'm aware of it or not, like he just literally had me in his hand the whole time, and I just really didn't understand. I didn't see it back then because a lot of the stuff that I had dealt with, like I said, most of it was emotional. Some was abusive, but as I started getting older and started really speaking up, she was like, "Girl, now it's everything is my fault. I'm the disrespectful child and all this." I was never disrespectful before. Like the gaslighting is insane because I was never disrespectful before. So why would I be disrespectful now? Like make it make sense. Um, and like I said, I think I said this in my other video. I very much well could have been because of the way that you was treating me, but I just never had a desire to because at the end of the day, you're my mom. Like I love you and I care about you and I really mean that. It's not me just saying it just to say it. So I felt like it was just really mad because I was the only child out of my siblings to really test her. Because girl, you're not about to say nothing to me that's crazy and think I'm just gonna keep taking it. Like at this point, I'm older. The only reason why I didn't speak up a lot more because I didn't have nobody that was going to take me in when she would have put me out. And the funny thing is, she wanted to put me out anyway. I just kept looking at it like, I'm going to go to college. I'm not going to have to be in her graces. I'm only going to have to come over or come home in the summertime. And then, the last year, I'm going to get me a job in an apartment because I was already working 2 jobs and going to school full time. So I'm like, I'm going to get me an apartment. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. She still kicked me out, y'all, before I can even get to senior year of college. So imagine you having to, you know what? That's gonna be a whole nother video. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all, I got mad testimony how I had to work 2 jobs and full time student and still get over a 3.0. And honestly, in my head, I really think I could have got higher to the like 4.0, but everything that was happening, it was just like I don't know how you expect somebody to take all of that and then try to have some type of social life and try to finish school. Like it was a lot. By the way, I got my bachelor's. I had did what I said I was gonna do, um, and I completed school. Like kicked out and all, dealing with where you want. God still made a way out of no way. Um, but yeah, I think she just was mad because I was the only one that would challenge her, and rightfully so. Like I mean, I understand, your kids getting older, you really don't want them to, I don't know, in my head, like you probably just don't want them to leave. But I feel like at some point you gotta trust the foundation um, that you built with them, and trust that the stuff that you taught them would stick with them going forward, and then they, take heed of it. I mean, she was not always the nicest person, but at the same time, some of the stuff that she said definitely did take or stick with me. So it was some gems in there as well. It just was like, oh, Google Bros. Um, but yeah, and with over narcissists, they actually are they show up like they're charming, confident, entitled, like, and the whole time that's not really who they really are. Because the way my mom walked, like she walked with like a boldness about her, like I'm that girl, which I feel like every woman should feel like they're that girl. But and like I got everything together, but the whole time you don't even have a relationship with your oldest daughter. It's like, come on, how does that make sense? And that's not from me doing anything to her. We've been at odds since a kid, and she's just never been able to accept it, apologize genuinely, and move forward with me without continuing to do it. Like my thing is, I'm not here for you to keep coming at me. You're not gonna keep attacking me, not at the age that I'm at now. Like, no. Because it's more of like the way that she does it, if the cycle continues, somebody's gonna be in jail. And I'm not trying to make it that way, but you could really lose your mind with a person like that because they will gaslight you, like I said before. They're gonna have you thinking you ain't do nothing wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. You did everything wrong. When I'm like, I was a kid. You've been doing this since a kid, since I was a kid. And they just try to like they just and they'll just like try to always like seem superior. And it's like the thing about it is, I think that's crazy when it comes to narcissists is or the mother daughter relationship narcissist. You are superior of me, like you're my mother, so it's no, I can't never be above that when it comes to me and you. So it's like you should have been able to gain the knowledge in life to be able then to teach me and set me up. Like I said, trust the foundation and then let me be a butterfly and fly. It's like you want to do all of this stuff, but then you want all of it's crazy because it's like two sides of a coin. It's like one in one instance or one side of the coin, you're raising me to be this independent woman, to love God at some point. We wind up giving our life to Christ. And just like a couple of things that she taught me, like like hygiene, learning how to clean, learning how to cook, like stuff like that that women should know how to do. And then the other side, it's you're trying to break me down at the same time. Like if and I just don't get why you're trying to break down something that you're creating, like or that you're helping to create. Because I mean, she's a vessel, but you know what I'm saying. Like God handles all of that, so I just never understand. Like you're always going to be superior of me because you're my mother. That title can never change, and I think that's insane that like these kind of mothers don't understand that. But with them always trying to feel superior, that's where that emotional harm starts to come, because then it's like if you feel like I'm some way somehow surpassing you in life, now it's, oh, I'm gonna break you down emotionally, like, or I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that. And if I wasn't a strong individual, she probably could have broken me down, because stuff like this definitely happens when it comes to certain girls, like, because it's your mom, so you're not expecting your mom to say no wild stuff to you, and you're not expecting her not to support or whatever. Like, I really felt like I was alone all my life, and that's not a fun feeling. Like, I mean, I did it, but it's not fun. And again, y'all, I said this before in my other video, I'm looking at movies, like, I'm looking at the way they love it. And I mean, as a kid, I'm not realizing it's a movie, but still, I'm like, this has to be, y'all getting it from somewhere. So this has to be true. Like, people must be receiving this type of love. And then I did meet people later on down the line that has mother-daughter relationships. And I realized, okay, yeah, it's just my mom. I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. This stuff really can happen. And I've been alone. Like, I've never had nobody really on my side. I've always been to blame for everything. And I was the only one that was doing good. That's why I just never understood. Like, I was the only one doing good. I was the only one getting good grades. I was the only one. I was respectful. I had like goals and stuff that I wanted to accomplish. Just well put together all around, like well put together all around, and just never received the same from my household. And I think that's unfortunate because I ain't even deserve that. But it, like, I say it now, y'all, but I don't care no more. Like, I feel like my my life was supposed to be that way. Like, it worked out because I don't believe in coincidences. So I feel like it worked out the way it was supposed to work out for me now to be who I am now, to be able to stand alone, independent, and not worry about what the next person say. Like, I could care less what a person say about me at this point. Because if you got to battle your mom, if you got to battle your own mom, you got to be strong. Like, you can't care. Like, that's the first, like, that's within your household. You're going to feel like your mom should be the first one to uplift you and tell you can do it. And she gave me those moments, but for the most part, that's not the ones I remember. It's not. And it had me kind of thinking, like, how do you become this person? Like, how did you become a narcissist? Because nobody's born a narcissist. Like, come on, we're babies. Everything is taught, everything is learned. But it had me thinking, like, how did you become that? And me, I'm the type of person, like, I like to research stuff. So that's mainly how I came across looking this stuff up, because I'm just like, where did you get this from? What happened in your life that made you like this? Sometimes I wish that even these like conversations that I'm having with y'all is like, I would love to be able to have that conversation with her, but she's always on the defense with me. Like, I'm trying to come at her neck, and I really think, like I said, it's just because I'll be pulling her forward. Like, you can't say certain stuff to me like I wasn't the one involved, because then if you start trying to gaslight me, make me seem like I didn't go through what I went through, now I'm gonna say something about it, because, like, girl, let's be for real. And then sometimes I have gotten to the point where, we start going at it because it's like, I'm not just accepting a lie anymore. Like I did it before, but I can't do it no more. Like we have to be real about this, or we're never going to be able to move forward. And I feel like with me being that way, I would be making her face some stuff that she did to me, that did to me and us, my siblings, that she probably really don't want to deal with, like in real life. And she just think, oh, I'll give it to God. Like, yeah, you can always give it to God, but in order to keep those relationships, relationships alive and well, you have to go back and make it right with those people. And for some reason, it's like she don't. It's like, nope, I give it to God. That's it. That's it with him. Like when it comes to daily interaction, you still can't just dismiss what I say and what happened to me as if it never happened. So I feel like when it comes to her and maybe how she became this way, because I feel like narcissists become narcissists because of a lack within their own childhood, adulthood, like, or teenagers, whatever. I feel like an event or events have happened to make her be who she is. And I say that because, again, it's like a defense mechanism. That maybe there was some instability, um, some type of trauma that was there that she had to experience that now made her how she is today. And I think the part that really just messed me up is that she just doesn't realize it, and by her not realizing it, she can't move forward past it. And that is going to be more detrimental than anything, because you're going to lose relationships along the way, which she has done, at least with me. And some other people, yes, for sure. And she just be acting like she okay, and I be looking like, girl, I know you, like, you're not you're not okay. So I feel like most narcissists or most narcissists experience the following: inconsistent love, overpraising or over criticizing, emotional neglect, abuse, yeah, or abuse, or where they had to like meet the parents' needs. I feel like one, if not more, the person has to have experienced that in childhood. And I would probably say yeah, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that mothers who are like this do is they will project on their daughters for the stuff that they got going on with themselves. And a lot of the times, so like with the over criticizing or over praising, um, somewhere down the line, somebody was either having them believe that that their worth is based on looks or achievement. Now, I will say this: there's a lot of women that say stuff like, how you get those women that be like you can get something out of a man if you do X, Y, and Z. I feel like a lot of that was like back in the day, because I've heard that from a lot of older women where they'll be like, yeah, in order for me to get what I want, I gotta do I be looking like, I'll just do that for you because he love you. Like, I'm such a person that's like, I don't want anything to be forced. If you do not love me for who I am, then I don't want love. Like, I feel like that's so insane. Like, for me, that, oh, I gotta put this right. Like, no, you shouldn't love me just because I'm a pretty girl. No, you gotta learn the heart first to figure out if that matches up. But I do recall a couple conversations with her before where she'll be like, I look a certain way, da da da. And I used to be looking like, girl, no. And I mean, because even with me, like, I do makeup and stuff. All of that's for myself. It's not, oh, I'm gonna do all of this so that a man can see me. That's what I mean. Like, she kind of gave that off sometimes, like, your worth is in how you look. No, it's not. And if that's what you want me for, then goodbye, sir. Like, I just never been that way. Like, pretty or not, it's just you have to get to know that person. You gotta love them for who they are. It's more than to it than just the face or the body. It's on how they treat you. Like, I've always said it, so I never really like agreed when she would say stuff like that. And I'll be looking like, okay, I think so. Cause see, my thing is, you're gonna pull a different type of dude when it comes to looks. He might come for the moment, but then what he stand for? Because the same way you're pretty is the same way another girl's pretty, or the same way you could do this is the same way you can do this. Like, I don't know. So that's where that, like, they be wanting that admiration kind of comes, and that's like kind of like their power, like their identity is how they look or how they dress or the money that they have. And it's like, what? And then like that goes with like an unstable identity, where like a healthy person can grow up feeling those emotions and acting them out as they are, where a narcissist will not be able to do that. So they have to form like a false mask or a false self to like compensate for the lack of. And when I say false self, really just a mask of like confidence and control, because somewhere in their childhood they didn't have the confidence or the control because somebody was beating them down. Where they felt like if they could be, vulnerable around a person, it felt maybe shameful, or like, so like let's say I would go to my mom and say, "Mom, you like this outfit? Yo, 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 yo." And the crazy thing is, this is not funny. The crazy thing is, I think that might have some truth now that I'm thinking about it, because I remember one time, me and my sister, and it's not funny, but we was eating, and I remember it was fried chicken, Velveeta noodles, and corn. How fat am I to remember that, right? that's my that's one of my favorite meals. It's easy too, but anyway, um, we was eating, and she had said something to me about how I look at something with some looks, and I just got tired of it because, like, girl, like, why you keep trying to take a shot at me? And I used to be, I've been big, I've been skinny, I've been big again. Like, it's I've been big, big. Like, I didn't have weight. My weight has fluctuated. But like I said, in school, we used to get cracked on, so we just had to learn how to take it and, like, hit people back where it hurt, because otherwise you're just gonna get cracked on. So yeah, she had said something. So like, you saying something to me about how I look or whatever the case may be, don't bother me. But her, so me and my sister, we sitting there. I forgot how the conversation went, but she said something with some looks, and I came back and said, "Yeah, you look like a linebacker." And at the time, we was hollering, like, me and my sister, we was dying. She was sitting there cracking up. She started choking on corn, and you know how somebody laugh and then their laugh is making you laugh, and you're like, oh my god, like, it's so contagious to the point where you trying to stop because you're like, damn, I probably shouldn't have said that. And at that point, I was willing to take whatever was gonna come behind that, whatever heat was gonna come behind that. But I just got tired of, like, yo, stop talking. You always talking about me. You always got something to say. I could come in here with 2 boxes of pizza. Who all that for? Like, girl, it could have been for y'all, or it could have been all for me. Like, who? Why does it matter? Like, and me and my sister was hollering, and she like, if looks could kill, she gave us the illest look. She gave us the illest look. And now that I think about it, she probably didn't like being told, like, cause she was bigger, she was big too, so she probably felt the way, like, already about, how people feel the way about their weight. And I'm just looking like, but at that point, it was just like, don't project on me. And at that time, I wasn't even big. I was skinny. I was in high school, so it's like, don't do that. Don't project that onto me and then get mad when I give you the same type of energy back. But at that point, I was like, I'm willing to take whatever come with it, because I just had to come back with a shot. I ain't never do that before, but it was like, girl, you really is testing my nerves. Like, stop playing. So I think that probably really made her feel the way that she, because I don't think she had spoke after that. I think she just, like, that was some scary stuff right there. Because you sitting there like, all right, and then my sister steady dragging it with the laugh, and I'm like, yo, you finna get me in trouble even more. And she didn't say nothing. That probably really hurt her feelings, and she ain't. Now that I think about it, so with that, being vulnerable with some people, thinking like, oh yeah, this look cute, and you be like, no, whole time you think you killing it, and like, that no means it's the end of the world type of things. They would probably put so much energy into really trying to, make that outfit work or that hairstyle work, whatever. And so with that, they become addicted to like external validation. Whereas like with me, internally, I know who I am. I know how I look. Like, even if I get big, even when I'm big, even when I'm small, I still feel the same about myself. I might not like the weight, obviously, because I haven't been like, nobody wants to be big for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or nobody wants to be unhealthy or be having aches and pains. But at the same time, you can't tell me that I'm ugly. You can't tell me that I'm not worthy. You can't tell me that I'm not a good person. You can, and I think that's the thing, is I still have the character behind me, where she doesn't have the character behind her. So what overcompensates for that is the looks. And then if your looks go, because life hits, and now you don't have that external validation from other people, now you just miserable. You just miserable now that I think about it. And that's probably what it was. Like, love life not going the way she wanted to go. Career life is not going the way she wanted to go. She done got these kids being disrespectful because we crack and order. But we didn't do that all the time. I'm just saying, like, it's a feeling that stays there because she's not working on the internal part. She just keep trying to work on the external part. And while people do care about how you look, it's like nobody could tell me nothing because I know what I'm bringing to the table when it comes to a relationship or when it comes to a friendship. Like that's the thing about it. You have to fix the outside. I mean, you have to fix the inside first before you can ever fix the outside. There are people who are not easy on the eyes, but they're in relationships because obviously they're providing something that somebody else is not. Like, so it's just like their identity, like her identity really is within how she looks. And because that had declined for whatever reason, and like I get it, that worth is not there. You're not getting as many looks. So now you looking at me like, now you mad at me because I didn't got a look, but you ain't get a look. Girl, you shouldn't even be wanting no look from no man off no street. Like, you should be trying to figure out how you gonna get out here and date and do this, that, and the third. No. And for some reason I feel like that's how they justify love. Like they justify love by the admiration. And it's like, girl, that's not even love. Like love literally is a choice. Like you for somebody to love you, you should want them to choose you every single day. Not because you're perfect, not because you look good, but because they love you, because they want to be there, because they want to grow old with you, because they want to have kids with you, because they want to marry you. It's like it's a sense of like narcissist has a sense of desperation in a sense because they're so gung ho about trying to force people into certain situations, and if it don't go the way that they want it to go, then it's that person's fault. And it's like, no, you just can't. If I don't want to be married right now, you can't tell me that I need to marry you. If I don't want to lose weight right now, you can't tell me I need to lose weight. If I am in a different time in my life, you can't tell me I should be here. Like, cause what? And they're fueled by like, like I said, the superiority aspect of it is like people. Maybe somewhere somebody put you in charge. It's like a power trip, basically. Like you might have felt in charge about something, like something. Let's put it like this: somebody always putting you down as a child. So now somebody is bullying you, right? But then you turn around and you be the bully. That's the narcissist. Because when you feel the power of like that liberation of being able to tell somebody something and they're the weeping child and you're not, is where pe- people go wrong. And if that's not corrected, that's how they become these women. And I feel like that's what happened somewhere down the line you felt superior because that was your power that you kind of low key took back from whatever you had to deal with instead of just dealing with whoever or whatever it was that was making you feel little type of thing. And how she internalized that was now turning to be that exact thing rather than being opposite. Whereas somebody like me, she dug, hit, punch, 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 kick. And I turned all of that into still giving her grace, into still like that was my fuel to keep going. And low key, like prove you wrong. Like, girl, you're not about to just sit here and say I ain't da da da, da. Or you're not about to give me a hard time and think I'm just about to lay down and take it. Like, no, life be hard as heck. And some days it's harder than the others. But I ain't never been no be fill in the blank. Okay? So it's like I don't get it. And the thing is she has that same spirit. Like you so bold with your stuff. Like you can keep on going. You can stand 10 toes down in the wrong stuff that you say. Why not turn that into the positive? That's what I don't get. Especially now that you are under God's wing. Like, girl, you believe in Jesus Christ. There's no higher. It ain't getting no better than that. So why not use that fuel that people like instead of paying attention to what somebody's saying about you and they say it, like why not use that to go do better. Like if somebody be like, you big back well, why not use big back well as your way of losing weight? They call me a big back well. Let me show them. I can show them better than I can tell them. That's the type of person I am. I can show you better than I can tell you. It might take me longer because I'm not scheming, I'm not scamming, and I ain't doing nobody wrong. And I'm not even in a rush to show nobody. Like that's my thing. If anything that's supposed to happen and you don't believe that's gonna happen, okay, cool. But when it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. It's gonna keep going. Like I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna stop. And I think that fuel and the fire and the goals and just overall, like I said, I'm well rounded. All of that bothered her spirit because it's something that either she once had that she wants or wishes that she had, period. So yeah, I just don't understand why they don't use that as like fuel. And it kind of just give like they would rather have, image over authenticity. Like we are all our own individuals. Let us all be that. You may be for some people, or you're going to be for some people, and you're not going to be for some people. That's fine. Who you're digestible to will find you. I think we all got different tastes and different friends and different interests because we're all not supposed to be the same. That's the beauty of how God made people. We're not all supposed to be the same. She has like a sense of honor, like, yeah, a sense of honor over honesty. Like, you don't want to be honest about it, but you want to be honorable. It's like, huh? How you want to, the two should connect. That's the problem. Like, because she walks in honor, like, I'm that girl. Like, I am the all be all. And it's like, you can be honorable, but you got to be honest. We can't lie about the stuff. We can't. And I don't get it because there's so much power in being honest. It's so much because nobody can. The thing about this is the thing about lying. Of course, people say, when you lie, you got to keep telling lies to keep covering it up, right? But the beauty about telling the truth is that nobody can make you feel no type of way. There is no, the truth is already out there. Nobody can say, no, this happened. There's no speculation. When I say I went and I fell and I scraped my knee because I rode a skateboard that I didn't know how to ride, and when I fell on my side and I bounced because I'm 300 pounds, I'd have made a joke out of it. Whereas when the next person make the joke, it's not gonna be that funny because at the end of the day, I already told him myself. But when I hide it, like, oh no, how did you get that scrape on your knee? I was just walking and I hit a tree. People gonna start thinking. Wheels are gonna start turning like, what you mean you hit a tree? You can't hit no tree just by walking. It'll be like then the speculation, and now you've left room for a whole lot of things to come in. But if you just be truthful from the beginning, I mean, people always gonna have something to say, but it's not gonna bother you because you know what happened, and you told the truth. So how can you then? That's the real honor. Walking in the honor and knowing, like, yep, I'm not walking with my head down. I'm walking with my head high. I might have made a mistake. Yep, I'm human. It happens. Like, it's liberation in that alone. It's like, what? How you don't get that? That's common sense to me. And they like value like control over connection, and that's the truth because she would rather have control over me than have a connection with me. And I think that's the craziest thing because, like, girl, I'm an adult. Like, after a while, you know you can't keep controlling your kids. You gotta let them. You gotta let them go. And she cannot grasp that. She cannot grasp that I was the one that was able to independently think independently of her, and continue to keep going, and that I'm not, relying on her. I ain't gonna say it ain't hard because I mean at the end of the day, at 18, what do you really know? Like you still figuring out life, but I'm just not giving up. I might fall, I might get up, I might fall, I might get up, I might be feeling like it's the end of the world, I might be feeling whatever, but I'm just not giving up. And I'm only going through all of those motions because I have no guidance. This is literally all trial and error. I mean, life really is trial and error anyway. But I'm just saying, I'm really doing trial and error because I ain't got nobody else on the outside. Like, I don't got nobody else. That's from both ends. Now that's a whole nother story. And then when I say both ends, I'm talking about my father. So I ain't got nobody on either side. I'm just out here winging it. Like, what are we doing? But yeah, it's like she wants that control over that connection with me, and I think that's very sad because you're missing out on a good mother-daughter relationship that you can have. And I'm the type of person, I'm very giving, so like if I got it, you got it. You ain't even gotta go through the struggles that you're going through, but that pride inside uh ain't gonna let her create a connection with me because she's gonna always have to be superior. And then if I surpass her, I mean, mentally I already surpassed her, like mentally we already there, but as far as like physically and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know. But if it was one of those situations where I physically surpass her, it would be something. It would be something. That would be a whole nother. That would be a whole nother. A whole lot of. Let me put it like that. And that's just not something I'm willing to deal with at this time of my life because I done been through the hard stuff. I think any more hard stuff, my tolerance is so low that if I go through anything else unwarranted, I might snap. And I just feel like, the reason that they struggle to change is because they can't take accountability. They deny, one, they're denying what happened to them. And sometimes I know it's hard to like sit in reality and think of like, why me, why me? I can understand all of that. But it's something that you have to do in order to get ahead. But they deny their wounds. You know what I'm saying? And like I said to y'all before in the other video, I said she brought up some stuff that, has happened with her. Um, but I don't know if that's all. And 9 times out of 10 it's not because she's still continuing to this day. And I just feel like that would be step one is like healing from whatever you got going on. um, Instead of just seeing yourself as a victim. Like you see yourself as a victim in certain situations, but then you're the one that's again turn around and you're being the same person that you don't want, that you didn't want in that time of life that you went through whatever event you went through. They won't change because they view feedback as an attack. I can genuinely come to you. I have no hidden agenda. I am your daughter. And if you knew me, then you would know how I'm coming. I'm coming with love. You would know how I'm coming because you would know how you raised me. You would know what God has done within me prior to me seeking Him, and then now with me seeking Him. It's just now I told y'all like I'm in such a interesting spot with God because now I can see certain things and where I couldn't see it before. Where like I'm paying more attention to like arguments and stuff like that, and I'm just like I'm not realizing like this is something different. Like it's like the underlining. Like before I'm looking at the surface level, but now I'm looking at the underlining. And I'm really taking heed to what you're saying and applying it to where you trying to apply it to. Because now it's like you say one thing, oh, you really mean this, but you trying to be slick. It's like that's where I'm kind of at with God. Is like He's sharpening my discernment, if you will. I don't. For some reason, I don't like to use the same words that other people use, but it is what it is. It's a word. I shouldn't even think like that. But yeah, He's definitely sharpening my eye because I'm looking like, yeah, I can see the underlining behind that, or I know what you mean by this. And before, I would just take it at face value, but now, girl, and it all goes back down to fear. They won't change out of fear because if they change, fear that they won't have no more control, fear that they will lose whatever status that they have in that person's life. And ultimately, that's defeat. And they've already felt defeated in whatever event that made them be the narcissist that they is today. So they're not trying to feel defeated again. When if you do the work on yourself, you'll realize it's not defeat. You're actually overcoming whatever issue you had, and it's the grass is greener on the other side of that rather than staying stagnant where you at right now. And sometimes they might like decide to change if like a major event happens. So like a lot of the times, like with my mom, she would listen to my dad because they was just because of she would just listen to my dad. I'm not gonna say why, but she would just listen to my dad. And it's like if he was ripped away from her, meaning like they're not talking no more, whatever, it's like something like that they have to lose something that's dear to them for them to be able to listen. And sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not, but that's the only way they'll low key probably see. And even then, it's still hard for them to change or rare. Like they gotta lose a house, they gotta lose it, they gotta lose some major stuff in life for them to change. But the difference is that you still have to have the willingness to want to do it. You still have to be self-aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it. She still has to take therapy because can't nobody tell her nothing that's in the family. So you gonna need a total stranger. And she hasn't understood that would help her in the long run rather than staying how you are. And it's not like God is like, oh, you can't go talk to nobody else. I mean, always take it to God first. Always take it back to Him. But if it's something that you're still struggling with, why would God be mad at someone seeking therapy? It's going to help you. Sometimes people can bring certain things out of you that you can't bring out of yourself. Sometimes they'll help you realize how a situation is when you can't realize it yourself because you was in it, or because you're the culprit, or because you're the victim. And I really just made this third part just to show, like, how can a narcissist become a narcissist, because they're not born this way. And it's really just to, like, so that when girls can stop blaming themselves. Like, you're not the reason your mom is like this. I I I knew I wasn't the reason. I just didn't know what the reason was. I knew deep down inside, I didn't make her like this. I didn't do anything as a child to make you not like me at times, or not care about me at times, or want to see me fail, or just always getting on me, never giving me praise, like just always making me to be the problem. I knew at a young age that I wasn't taking that part on. Like, I done took some stuff on, I done took some heat for a long time, but I just knew I couldn't have done nothing as a child to make you feel that way to me. So I know it was something that was within her. I just couldn't put my finger on it because I was a kid at the time. I still can't put my finger on it now because I don't know what her issue is for real. But I just know I don't blame myself, and that's the whole point of, like, this video, so that you don't blame yourself because you're not the problem. And then also recognize those same patterns that you had to deal with your mom, and to be able to recognize them in other people, because you can take what you had to deal with and then go ahead and realize this type of stuff happens with men as well. Like, you can figure out, you can scope out a narcissist when you see him. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the first hand, where you can pay attention to certain stuff going forward. Um, and then just also to feel liberated in setting boundaries. Like, I used to think I didn't think boundaries were bad. I just didn't know how to set them without feeling bad that the person was going to feel away. But it's like, it's not for the other person to understand. It is literally for you. You have to protect your heart, or your heart, you would be the one that would have to mend it, and not them. And trying to mend your heart from whatever type of damage that you're getting from somebody like a mother, or somebody like a boyfriend, or whatever, somebody close to you, is a lot more work than it is just setting that boundary. When you set that boundary, you set it, forget it, and let it go. The only person that's gonna be mad is the one that gotta follow, that gotta abide by it, gotta abide by it. Other than that, you're gonna be fine. And then don't feel guilty for setting it either, because at the end of the day, it's to help you. If ain't nobody else gonna help you, you gotta help you. That's number one. And I made this just to know, like, you can still grieve a person, but protect your peace at the same time, which is what I'm doing. We have no contact. I can't go contact with her right now. I'm at a point where now I can, like, handle her in conversations where I'm not gonna get upset and feel drained and stuff, like she just sucked the blood out of me. But I don't want to. I just don't. It's no need, because I don't see a change. If I can see something different, then maybe I would going forward. But for right now, it's just not necessary. If it was, then I would try it. Um, so that's what I'm grieving. I'm grieving that mother-daughter relationship that I will never have if she doesn't change. And but at the same time, protecting my peace, because you're not gonna play in my face. That's why I said, like, people got to get a hold of their emotions and really not care. Like, I don't care no more that I don't have a relationship with my mom. I used to be like, dang, that's a shame I don't have a relationship with mom. It wasn't caring to the point where I cried, because I just always, I don't know, I've always been able to, like, handle my emotions and deal with it this way. But it's like, I'm not seeking it. It's not stopping me from anything. It's not helping me any either. So it's kind of like, I got to do what I got to do to protect me, because at the end of the day, I got to live my life. She can't live it. And that's really what you need to think about. So, yeah, y'all, this is the end of that mother daughter narcissist relationship. Um, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If y'all are dealing with this, it gets better. Set them boundaries, compartmentalize, do for you and not for nobody else. And understand that it's not you, it's them. And if they don't change, all you can do is pray and keep it moving. But you gotta move on with your life. You cannot allow them to keep thinking that you are the problem. And don't keep letting them play victim either, because we don't play that around here. Okay? And stand up for what's right. Like, regardless of how much heat you're gonna get, stand up for what's right, because God always gonna take care of you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video.